So I posted a video where I did some text effects inside of CapCut PC, and I asked you guys, if you want to see these amazing text effects done on a phone, let me know in the comments. And so many of you guys let me know in the comments. So that's why we're here today. I'm showing you how to do those same 5 amazing text effects directly from your mobile device. If you have CapCut on your phone, this video is for you. All right, let's get into it. This first text effect is the video inside of text. You're obviously gonna need CapCut, and what you're gonna do is create a new project, go to your library and create a black background. Just click import. Go ahead and create a text layer. I'm gonna just call this Audi. I'm gonna change my font to Montserrat so it's a bit bolder, and let's increase the size so that it goes to 43. That looks great. Now I'm just gonna hit lasting text so my text covers my whole project. Now on my first frame of my text, I'm gonna highlight and add a keyframe like that. And then almost near the end, I'm gonna add another keyframe by clicking the keyframe icon. This back keyframe, I'm gonna leave as is, and I'm gonna go back to my beginning keyframe while still selected on Audi. And what I'm gonna do is make that a lot bigger just by pinching my 2 fingers on the screen and dragging it in. Now we wanna make sure that the white covers the whole screen, just like that. And you can see that when we play the video, the text gets smaller and smaller until we have that final text size. What you can do, I'm not going to do it here, is if you go over the keyframe, you can see there's a graph icon, and you can see here it says use graphs to customize transitions between keyframes. So that's a way that you can either make something ease in, ease out, and make it smoother in that motion. But I kind of like how it looks as is, so I'm going to leave it like that. What we're going to do from here is change our project to 4K. Leave your frame as is and click export. Once that file is done exporting, I'm gonna go back into the same project and click the plus icon and import that video that we just made. You can see that it's now a video of our text and our background together. I'm gonna go ahead and delete what we had earlier, and that's gonna leave just our video on the timeline. All right, from here, we wanna find the footage that we wanna integrate with our text. So I'm gonna click the plus icon, and naturally, I'm gonna bring in footage of Audi because my text is Audi. I'm gonna click on my video and text layer, and scroll over until you find overlay. That's gonna drop it in front of our Audi footage. There we go, you can see it looks like that. Now, the last step, all I need to do is select that text layer, go to splice and hit darken. If I click the plus icon, you can see it's removed the white of our text. And now what we have is Audi and the video playing underneath Audi. That's how you do your first effect from your phone. The next effect is creating this amazing ice cube warp text effect. Go ahead and create a new project. You're gonna need all the assets that I used, and your boy's got you. There's a Google Drive link where you can download exactly the same assets and play around yourself. What we're gonna do from here is import those 3 assets into our project and click add. You can see the first asset is an ice cube, the next is a background, and the third is our text. What we want to do is make sure that our background is the first layer. So go to your ice cube layer and click overlay. That's going to drop the background behind that. What we then want is hustle to be in between the background and our ice cube. Let me drag that quickly in front, click on it, go over to layers. We can drag that back. So now our ice cube is in front of hustle. Great. What I need to do now is duplicate the word hustle twice. So you can see if I'm selected on hustle, there's a duplicate icon. I'm gonna just go ahead and duplicate that twice and drag these underneath each other so that there's 3 in a row. You can see our ice cube has sneaked back again. So I'm just gonna go select my ice cube, swipe to layers, and make sure it's at the front of all those text layers. All right, so for our first hustle layer, what we're gonna do is select it. We're gonna swipe over to mask. Now what we wanna do is create a rectangle mask and just isolate the H. For my middle layer, I wanna isolate the U and the S, and this will obviously change according to the word that you have. So selecting that, I'm gonna go mask, do the same, create a rectangle mask and decrease its size, and make sure that I'm just getting the U and the S. Now you can see there's a bit of T in there because the T the cross of the T covers over, but that's okay. And naturally on my third layer, I want to create a rectangle mask and just isolate the TLE. So that's our complete word in masks. Now for my ice cube, I want to do a cool effect that looks like the ice cube is floating. So what I'm going to do is select my ice cube, scroll over until I find effects. In video effects, I'm going to go to nightclub. I'm going to find one called play pendulum. This is going to do something cool where our ice cube looks like it's bouncing. Now that's a bit much, so I'm going to turn down my intensity, turn down my twist, decrease my speed as well, and lower my sharpening. Now the last step to getting this is to warp the U and the S so it looks like our text is warped while inside that ice cube. So what we need to do as well is go to effects, video effects, and we're going to search for one called ripple. Once you find it, don't use ripples, water ripples, trippy ripples, just use the one called ripple. Go ahead and click that. and let's change some of those values. Decrease the sharpening. I like the blur to be as is. Decrease the size, the speed to 1, intensity I'm gonna lower as well, and the twist I'm gonna lower as well. From here, we're gonna go down and say cancel and click the plus icon, and you can see that that effect is now applied to our timeline. But you can see next to it, it's got a main video icon. So go ahead and click it, select object, and let's select the middle hustle. Now you can see that it's just applied that blur to the U and the S. What we can do here is play with some of the values, make it slower to kind of be in conjunction with that ice cube. And if I increase the speed a bit, you'll see that the U and the S are now moving with the ice cube. This next effect is the walking text reveal effect. Essentially, you have a subject moving from one part of the frame to the next part of the frame, and that reveals your text. It's kind of cool. So I'm going to create a new project. And what I'm going to do in this new project is the same that we did for the first video. I'm going to create a black layer at the back. Now this will change if you're using black text, create a white background. If you're using white text, create a black background. All right. So just something like this, and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this black layer so we have as much text as we need. There we go. There's duplicate. Now let's add a text layer, and I'm going to call it subscribe. Go back to font, and I really like Montserrat. I'm just going to drag it over to the left there because I know the video that I'm going to use, my subject walks in a certain direction. Go ahead and click on your text layer, and let's say lasting text, and that's just going to make sure our text covers our whole timeline. Let's change that to 4K and click export. All right, now in the same project, I can again go and remove those elements that we created, but not before importing the video that we're going to use and the text subscribe text that we just made. Go ahead and click add, and that's going to import them. Then from here, we can go ahead and delete these elements. We're not going to use them anymore. All right, so you can see that my subject walks from left to right in the frame, which is why I put my text layer on the left. From here, I can just select my text layer, scroll right over to overlay, and let's drag it so that it's on top of our layer. Perfect. Now what I can do is reselect that text layer, go to splice. Let's change our blend type to lighten. That's going to remove the black and just leave our white text on the frame. You can see where we're getting with this. Now what we need to do is make a duplicate layer of our video. So I'm just going to select my video, say duplicate, and let's as well, on my duplicated video, we're going to go ahead and click overlay. Let's drag that over. Now what you should see is your text should vanish because we have a layer on top of our text. On our top layer, we're going to select that, go to remove background. Now CapCut, I don't know why your auto removal is a pro feature. It sucks, but if you do want to get CapCut Pro, there's a link in the description. It supports the channel if you use my link. But let's go to custom removal and go to brush. It works pretty well. Let's get a good point where we can see our subject. Now, all I'm going to do is brush. And CapCut's still pretty decent at deducing where we want to cut. And the great thing about this is that you can also apply it to cars and certain objects that you want to isolate in your image. So there we go. I'm just going to do a pretty sloppy job there, and that should work just fine. Now it's going to apply our custom removal of our subject that we just brushed. And I'm going to click the plus icon. You can see it's applying in the bottom left there. And even before it's done applying, you can see that our subject has been removed. And our text is now visible again because it has just isolated that subject. And for our last step, we need to apply a moving mask to our text. Now we've done this, but check how we do it. All right, so on my text layer, I'm going to scroll right over until I find mask, and we need to apply a horizontal mask. Let's make that horizontal mask vertical by just dragging it with our 2 fingers to 90 degrees. And what we want to do now is find the frame where our subject covers our S. What we can do from here is drag our mask over just like that, and we can click the keyframe icon. Now, what you want to do is follow your subject. So drag your frame a couple frames forward, and let's put our mask again on the center of our subject. Move your frame a couple frames forward as well, and move it back like that. And let's move it over and drag like that. And then for our last, we're going to drag it like that. Now what we've done is created a series of keyframes where our subject, and we can see we actually need to drag it back a bit because the S is being revealed, just like that. Now when our subject walks, it looks like as they walk, the text is revealed from underneath them. Super, super cool. For this next text reveal, which is the dropping under and your text goes behind you, it's a really cool effect. You're gonna need to do a bit of motion. So you're gonna start with your hands closed, reveal your text, drop down, and then walk underneath your text. Create a new project, create a black background again, and I'm gonna duplicate my black background to make it a bit longer. Now let's add our text. I'm going to say comment 2, make it a bit bigger, And what we can do is staying selected on our text, swipe over until you find lasting text. Now we have 10 seconds of text. Change that to 4K and let's click export. In that same project, let's go ahead and import the video where we actually do the demonstration of action. And we can go ahead and delete those first two files because we're not going to need them again. Great. Go ahead and import the new video we just made, which I wrote comment to. So you guys need to subscribe and comment, please. And what we're going to do is add our text layer as an overlay. Now our text is in front, go to splice. And let's say lighten. Now it's just our text. So you can see I only start to move my hands around about there. So I'm going to drag my text to start where I open my hands just like that. What we now need to do is make our text a lot smaller to fit into where we're dragging my hands. And now we need to add a mask so that we don't see the text and then we see the text. So go to the point where your hands are closed, swipe over on your text layer to mask, and let's create a rectangle mask and reduce the size to 0. Add a keyframe on that first frame, and then what you want to do is follow your hands. So where my hands move like that, I'm going to open my text like that, and then a couple frames ahead, my hands are as wide as they can be. When I play that, you can see that our text is revealed as our hands open. Now for the next action, what happens is I drop under my text, and you can see if we leave it as is, my text is still in front of me. So find the portion just before you come over your text, highlight your top layer, click split. Now we're going to create a duplicate of the layer that we just split, the second half of the layer. Select duplicate, go ahead and highlight that duplicate, swipe over to overlay. That's going to drop it in front of our text, and let's make sure we line it up with our other scene. Perfect. Now what we need to do is the same thing that we did for the walking text, which is brush. So selecting that, go to remove background, custom removal, and I'm going to brush myself. Once you're brushed, you can see I have done a sloppy job. Go ahead and click that tick icon. And now if I play this, you can see what happens is we duck underneath our text, and when we get up, our text is actually behind us, which is really, really cool. All right, let's move on to our last effect. Create a new project, and this is going to be the counting numbers effect. I'm going to make our black background, and let's go ahead and duplicate that. Now, there's no great way to make this counting numbers effect, so there is a pack that you can download. I spent a lot of time manually animating these things, so go ahead and check the link in the description if you really, really want to do this in a professional way. This is kind of just a workaround way. All right, what you're going to do is actually add audio, swipe over and say record. From here, you're going to record yourself saying 1 to whatever number you want to get to. Now, if that number is like 1,000 or 10,000, that is going to take you a heck of a long time. So unfortunately, there's no way that you can do this on CapCut Mobile. Go on YouTube or go to the pack or download something that enables that. But let me show you how to get to like 30. I'm going to click the microphone icon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Great, once you're done recording, I'm gonna click that plus icon. Now what we can do is toggle back and go to captions and select voiceover and say generate captions. This is gonna generate all those numbers that we did up to 30 based on the voice recording that we just did. Now, you could probably get to 100 or 200. It's not gonna take you too much time. And you can see all of our numbers are there. Selected on my first text layer, I'm gonna go to edit captions, go to animations, select caption, and scroll down until you find one called bounce out. This is gonna isolate every single number to its own. Then I'm gonna go to fonts. I wonder which font I'm going to use. Montserrat. Go to style, increase its size. I'm going to drag it to the middle just like that. And then let's add a cool glow, a white glow just like that. I can see it's added a stroke, so I'm going to deselect the stroke. Let me add some glow, increase the range and drop the intensity just like that. Now you can see that we have all those numbers counting up all the way to 30. From there, what you could do is export your video, bring it back into CapCut. You could change the speed so you can make it a lot faster or slower. And again, go to splice and remove that background by clicking lighten or darken, depending on how you want that text to integrate with your other videos. So there are 5 text effects that you can do from your phone today. I hope you found this informative, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Check out the link in the description if you want some of my professional editing assets that are going to take things like your backgrounds and your editing abilities to the next level. Hope to see you guys soon. Cheers.